Joining me now is RNC Communications Director Sean Spicer, good friend of the show. Also, Sean, welcome. Pretty effective ad from me. I saw that. It's good. It's good, Sean.
Thank you, Eric. I agree.
Okay, now you heard Congressman Rangel there say, "Yeah, pick up the phone. Don't worry, we'll fix things." We've been trying to pick up the phone, Sean, for a long time. You turned the House over in 2010. What's the plan for 2012?
I think a couple things. One, I think you were right. I think Congressman Rangel doesn't seem to understand the message of the 2010 election. But I think what we're going to do is drive two messages home over the next several months. One is 9%. That's the number of people that are unemployed. That number has continued to go up since President Obama has been in office. Two, 15 trillion, the amount of debt that this country now owes. Every American in this country owes $48,000 in debt. That's more than most people make in a given year, but that's what we've had. That debt has grown 40-something% since this president took office. So we're going to take those two numbers, drive them home, tell the story of what this country, the path that this country's been on for the last 3 years, and
Sean,
ask people a very simple question: Are you ready to make a change?
Can I add my 2 cents here to your number? 48,000 per person. How about per taxpayer? Because 47% of Americans don't pay taxes.
God, yeah. Then. Exactly, you're right. And I think that exactly the point that you were making to Congressman Rangel, Eric, is I think that what we're trying to do is say to the voters, look, you've heard this all before. There are people right now in Congress that aren't listening to you. There is a president that is taking us in the wrong direction, and it's time to change course. And we will present the facts. And again, the best part about the ad that you just played is this isn't the RNC or Republicans trying to say, well, if you elect or re-elect Barack Obama, this is what's going to happen. We're holding him accountable to his standard. He said he'd cut the deficit in half. He said he'd keep unemployment under 8% if we passed his stimulus package, neither of which has happened.
Right.
Now, Eric, you were just talking a little bit with Congressman Rangel about people and jobs and whatever. I will tell you this. There's no one in America that could come into a job and say, here are the two basic things that I'm going to do. I failed at both, but will you rehire me?
All right, hang on, Sean. I want to do this. Guys, play shot 2. Americans are lazy. Sean, I want you to weigh in. Mr. Obama's called us lazy more than once. Take a listen.
We've been a little bit lazy, I think, over the last couple of decades. We've kind of taken for granted, well, people will want to come here, and we aren't out there hungry selling America and trying to attract new businesses into America.
Sean, I'm not late. I don't think you're lazy, Sean. I'm not lazy. Rents Previous, I'm guessing, is not lazy. John Boehner, probably not lazy. Who's he talking about?
You know, it's funny because there's sometimes in which I think I wonder exactly who he's referring to, because in that clip, which the Democrats will argue was taken in the context of global competitiveness, I would argue that he's been lazy. Both of the 3 trade agreements that you and I spoke about years ago, Eric, and you know how often we talked about how important they are for creating jobs in America, sat on his desk for 3 years. That's what I'd call lazy. The Trans-Pacific Partnership that he's talking about launching in Asia has been sitting on his desk for 3 years. So if anyone's been lazy, it's someone who had 3, now 4 major export-generating bills sitting on his desk that he's done nothing about. So I kind of wonder if those comments should be directed at his own administration as opposed to the American people who, as you point out correctly, are out there trying to struggle every day and work harder and harder just to put food on the table.
Sean, where's the Attorney General right now?
Probably gathered up with his advisors trying to figure out how to...
in the Caribbean, Sean. He's traveling the Caribbean right now on a vacation sponsored by you, me, and the other taxpayers. Who's lazy? Who should be in D.C. working? Who should be doing their job? We're doing our job, are we not?
I think I look outside my window, I see a lot of people going to work, so I know there's a good chunk of Americans out there either looking for work or working.
I just take a lot of offense to that lazy comment. For the second time, Mr. Obama, second time you called us lazy. We're not lazy. Well, we'll show you how lazy we are in 2012. Sean Spicer, thanks for joining us.